One of my favorite bands of the 60s, Hermits, at number 11 on WJRD's Top 11 Plus 50 survey of October 31st, 1966. Dandy by Hermits. I gotta tell you, the Hermits, like Gary Lewis and the Playboys, like the Rolling Stones, like the Beatles, they were kicking it big time in 1965 and 66. Let me tell you something. Every season in those 2 years, there was a new record by Hermits being played on the AM radio. Guaranteed. Sometimes they'd have an A and B side played simultaneously. They were doing a lot better here in the States than they did in England. As a matter of fact, Dandy, the Hermits version, I did a little research on the record. Of course, I do a little research on all these songs I talk about. Was not put out as a single in England. Not a single in England. Was not put out as a single in England. Dandy by Hermits. It started with I'm Into Something Good, fall of '64. And it was Can't You Hear My Heartbeat, got that jaunty beat to it. One of my favorite records by Hermits back in the day. Can't You Hear My Heartbeat? Then there was Silhouettes, which was done by the Rays originally. Wonderful Sam Cooke record. I'm Henry VIII, I Am. They had six. I kid you not. They had, oh God, they had six top 10 hits in 1965. That is phenomenal. That's up there with the Beatles. They had four top tens in 1960. Let's see, did I mention? Let me just make sure I got that right. They had six top 10 hits in 1965, and they had four top 10 hits in 1966. Starting with "I Must Avoid." Couldn't get enough of that song when I was a kid. Give me some more of that song. "I Must Avoid." Such a cool record. It's a cool record to listen to. And then there was Listen People. Oh, God, that still hits the spot. That was a beautiful record, Listen People. And The Door Swings Both Ways. Remember that one? And Leaning on the Lamppost, 1966. And we got Dandy. Dandy, produced by Mickey Most by Hermits. It was a Ray Davies record. Ray Davies wrote the song. And originally done by the Kinks. It was off the album. I believe the album was called Face to Face. And the version by the Kinks, Dandy by the Kinks, was produced by Shel Talmy. Shel Talmy, who produced My Generation by The Who, and Easy Beats, Friday on My Mind. He produced them, the Kinks version of that record. In Europe, the song was put out as a single in Europe. The Kinks version of Dandy went to number one in West Germany, number two in Belgium, number three in the Netherlands. And then Hermits got a hold of it, and it became a huge hit here in the States, produced by Mickey Most. And, well, that's it. That's all I got to say about this record. I love the guitar part. Kudos to the person who played the guitar on the guitar. That the opening guitar, it's like you listen. You picture this: you're sitting in your car, you're cruising, 1966, 1965 Ford Mustang or what, a Ford Fairlane, and you got the song on the radio. You hear this guitar. And you're like, God, what a fantastic guitar. I wonder if the song, I'm going to listen to the rest of the song. If the rest of the song is anything like this guitar, if it's just as great as this guitar that opens this record, I'm going to go out and buy the single. And a lot of people did buy the single. Top 10 here in the States. Number 11 on WJRD's top 11 plus 50 survey of October 31st, 1966. Brought to you by Mr. DJ.